Welcome to the Love and Sex Today show with Dr. Doug Weiss. Doug has been healing hearts and relationships for decades. He's helped thousands of people release the shame and the guilt, restoring hope, helping people get free from addictions to enjoy a better sex and love life. Here he is, your host, Dr. Doug Weiss.
Welcome to Love and Sex Today. I'm Dr. Doug Weiss, and I'll be your host on Volume 5. This is titled Grow Intimacy Instantly, 3 Tips. Now today, we're going to be talking about how you can mature rapidly your relationship. If you're in a long-term relationship, you're in a marriage, you can really have intimacy. When I talk about intimacy, let's just define that for a moment. But, the classic definition, intimacy, that's a great one. But it really means connecting your hearts together, being able to hear each other's heart, being able to listen to each other's heart. That's real intimacy. And when you have that kind of friendship, I married my best friend, Lisa. We've married for almost 31 years now. And she truly is my best friend. She hears my heart. I hear her heart. We don't always agree, but we agree to hear. And once we're heard, it really soothes our relationship out. It makes things stronger and better. And we have some tools that we've been using for over 30 years that I'm going to share with you today. And we do this every day. It's an amazing tool, and it works every time, all the time, across races, across religions, across countries. We have shared these principles on various continents and have seen results. And so what I'm sharing with you today actually works. Now, I'm going to be sharing, this comes out of the book, Intimacy, 100-Day Guide to Lasting Relationships. It can also be found in the book, Emotional Fitness. And there might be pieces of it in the 10-Minute Marriage book. But you can check those out if you want to. You can go to loveandsextoday.com. Now, I want you to go there, loveandsextoday.com. And I want you to subscribe and also go to iTunes. There's a path there to get to iTunes. And please write a review. These reviews help other people know what would be helpful to them. And it's just a great way to kind of, do something positive. And once a month, one of you will be selected and you will get a private conversation, just you and I on the phone, and we'll be able to talk through whatever's going on in your life. It'll be fantastic. It'll be fun. I look forward to meeting some of you. So again, today we are talking about grow intimacy instantly, 3 tips. So I want to take you back to when I was working on my master's degree. This was over probably 30 plus years ago. And some of you know my story. I was conceived in adultery, abandoned, put in foster home, sexually abused, sex addict, alcoholic, drug addict, had an awakening and still had some issues in recovery. But I've been free now for over 30 years. And, when I was working in my counseling degree, I remember I was in a pretty sizable room and the professor was kind of droning on and I wasn't really paying attention. But I had this thought, like, these guys are not going to teach me how to really have a feeling. They're talking about feelings, how important they are, but they don't really teaching me how to do this. So I went on my personal crusade of I have to learn this. If I'm going to be counseling people about their feelings, I need to know how to do feelings because I couldn't identify a feeling to save my life. So in that process, I went on a journey and I created an exercise to help me identify feelings and communicate feelings. And that led me down a further road to create what we call the 3 dailies. Now I want to share these exercises with you, but first of all, I want to share a very important principle. And that is intimacy is a result. It doesn't come because you're beautiful. It doesn't become because you're cute, financially successful, you're skinny. You can be all those things and more and have no intimacy in your marriage. Because intimacy is a result of a known set of disciplines. See, Western culture, we like to have things instantly. We want to push a button and be skinny. We want to push a button and be rich. We want to push a button and be cute. We want to push a button and get rid of wrinkles. And so many things are a result of disciplines. Like lately, I decided, I am just going to drop some weight. I'm just tired of, I didn't have a lot. Didn't think I had a lot, but now I've lost 29 pounds. I'm 2 pounds away from my high school weight. I actually weigh less today sitting here with you than I did 30 years ago when I said I do to Lisa. Now, what did I do? I changed my disciplines. Okay? Anytime you want to make a change in your life, you change your disciplines. I changed what I was eating. Now, I'm not going to be specific because we're not talking about weight loss today, but I changed what I was eating. I changed when I would eat, when I would stop eating. I also changed the frequency of aerobic activity in my life. And I just changed a few disciplines and pound after pound after pound went away. See, I didn't pop a pill. I didn't push a button. I chose to make some disciplines important in my life. And because of that, I have different results today than I did, I think it was 8 weeks ago. I weighed almost 30 pounds more than I do today. Now, in your relationship, you have disciplines. Now, some of those disciplines work and some of them don't. Some of your disciplines are, well, we don't deal with problems. We just, stuff it under the rug, and then we yell for 2 or 3 hours, and stay up to 2 o'clock in the morning and we fuss at each other. Some of you have emotional constipation where you're kind of, just kind of build up, and then puke on your spouse. Things have been building up for weeks, sometimes years, sometimes decades. And they come out in these arguments and conflicts that are unnecessary. See, once you learn the basics of being able to be intimate, you can actually do conflict better. And we will do, we'll do several podcasts on conflict as we go down the road together. But today, I want to share with you this basic foundational principles so that you can apply them. So I am going to encourage you, open your phone up, get to your notepad, or if you have one of those things called a pencil or pen, that would even be fantastic, although archaic. It'd be fantastic for you to have that, and begin to take some notes, because I'm going to give you some things that will really change your life if you do them. Now, if you don't do them, you're not going to get any results. You just wasted your time and my time. Okay, you will not get change unless you change. If you keep doing the same things, you're going to keep getting the same results. These things are known to you. They're known to me. I know when I want change, I have to look at what disciplines do I need to embrace to get the result of that change. If I want wealth, I have to save money or invest money or do both. Okay, if I want health, I got to change things. If I want intimacy in my marriage or long-term relationship, I need to have disciplines that create the results. So here we go. I'm going to give you 3 dailies. And if you do these, I can guarantee you, even in a few weeks, you will feel closer to your spouse. You will like your spouse better or your partner, and you'll feel more connected. I can guarantee this because I've had couples who haven't had sex in 20 years. After just weeks of doing these 3 things, they liked each other enough to have sex. I mean, it really transforms your relationship, but it's work, W-O-R-K. If you're willing to do work, you can have the results. Okay, so again, let me give you these, and then you might want to make sure you write down somewhere, make yourself accountable on a calendar every day. Maybe give yourself a consequence if you don't do it. Maybe do push-ups or, some other kind of small consequence so that you really begin to get these disciplines into your marriage and relationship, because so many marriages are emotional based. They are not disciplined in the way that they relate to each other. And because of that, they have sloppy relationships and less healthy relationships. And they tend to need more help. So this will save you a lot of work right here. So let me give you the exercises. The first one is 2 feelings. So if you don't have a list of feelings, let me go to our website, loveandsextoday.com, and send us an email. Okay. And that's loveandsextodaypodcast@gmail.com. And if you want, send us an email and just ask for the free feelings list. It's free, so send it to us. We'll send you a feelings list. It's got about 200 feelings. If you want the real version of that, it's in the Emotional Fitness book. There's about 400 of those. You'll have to get the book. So what you do is you have a feelings list, and you can go online somewhere and just find one if you want to, but get a feelings list. And on the feelings list we would send to you, at the top of the page, there's 3 guidelines. So follow these really importantly. Number 1, no examples about each other. So when you're sharing your feelings, you do not do, I feel frustrated when you can feel frustrated about kids, dogs, outlaws, politics, potholes, anything in your life other than your spouse. Number 2, maintain eye contact. Really important. So many people don't look into each other's eyes anymore. Number 3, no feedback. So you're not saying, oh, I don't understand, I don't get it, dig deeper, tell me more. None of that. You're just hearing the other person share a feeling. Okay, so what you do is you take your sheet of paper and you randomly put your finger down on the paper. Boom. All right, calm. Now there's 2 sentences on your paper. I feel blank when I first remember feeling blank when. And you can just write that down. I feel blank when I first remember feeling blank when. So let's say calm. I feel calm. I actually feel calm when I'm on my hammock at my house. I live on a mountain, and it's just so peaceful. Now I first remember feeling calm, and your examples don't have to be parallel in any way. Your first example is going to be present tense, and your second example is going to be under the age of 18. So as a teenager or as a child. So the first time I remember feeling really calm, I remember we were on this hill, me and my sister in Pennsylvania, green, soft grass, looking at the sky and just making shapes out of the clouds and just kind of laying there, letting the ground support all of us. And it was so calm and so peaceful. And so that was my first remembering of being calm. So I would do this with Lisa. I would share a feeling with her, and she would do that with me. And you would do that exercise exactly that way for 90 days. And then after that, just do 2 feelings from your day. But it takes about 90 days to become emotionally literate. If you want to expedite that, the Emotional Fitness book can help you expedite emotional development. Now, the second exercise is praises. This is you giving your spouse 2 praises a day. So you do 2 feelings a day. I feel blank when I first remember feeling blank when, then pick another one. So you might do calm, you might do, industrious, and then you would give your example of the present tense and as a child or adolescent. You would do 2 feelings a day. Your spouse does 2 feelings a day. And let me tell you what, even if you've been married for 25 years, you're going to learn a lot about your spouse that you did not know. I have that comment all the time. We're learning so much about each other, Dr. Weiss. We didn't know all these feelings, because you're actually entering into a different domain and learning, your emotional alphabet together, and it's fantastic. The second exercise is praise. You think of 2 things you love, like, or appreciate about your spouse. Okay, get them in your head. And then this one's like ping pong. Okay, you do one, your spouse does one, you do one, your spouse does one. And so let's say the guy's, he's up first. He says, I really, and you can say, I love, I appreciate, I value X about you. So, I really love the fact that you were so creative in the way that you solved that problem. And then she has to say, thank you. Very important. You have to say thank you to let that praise in. So many people are praised, but they don't let it in. So their account still stays in deficit because they're not letting the money in the account. So when someone gives a praise, the other person has to say thank you. And then she gives one to him. Hey, I really appreciate the way that you called me and you picked up the kids for me just because you could. And that was really thoughtful of you. Great. He says, thank you. And then she gives him a second praise. He gives her a second praise. I just really appreciate how thoughtful you were in getting my favorite protein bars so that I could just grab them and go. I was just thoughtful. She would say, thank you. And she might say, no, I just appreciate that you're honest. I always know where you are. And so many women don't. And I just appreciate that you're honest with me. And he would say, thank you. Okay. So 2 feelings, 2 praises. And the last one is prayer. Now, it may be prayer, it may be meditation. This is not a theology lesson. This is a relationship lesson. So whatever your spiritual background is, engage that. If you don't have one, just say, God, we're just supposed to pray. Thank you so much for today. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for my family. That's enough, But you want to get in some kind of spiritual connection because you have a spirit. And however you manifest that or experience that, you want to experience that together. Now, I can tell you, these 3 exercises, 2 feelings, 2 praises, and prayer, meditation, connectivity, some kind of spiritual connection, every day becomes a discipline. So every day you and your spouse are going to process some feelings. You're going to experience your spouse or your partner as a very safe person. And over time, you begin to generalize, my spouse is safe. I can share my heart with my spouse. Okay. And what happens is you start moving closer and closer and closer. And the beautiful thing about this is, after 90 days, you can put the sheet away. But me and Lisa have been sharing 2 feelings from our day every day. We did it last night. We'll do it tonight. And we really know each other and we really stay friends because friends share feelings. That's one of the things you do with your friends that you might not do with maybe, say, a coworker or someone else in a particular group setting or a neighbor. But with a friend, it's like, hey, you can share your heart. And your spouse and your partner, they ought to be your friend. Okay, if you're dating and you're dating someone you're thinking about being married to, what I'm sharing with you right now will totally help because it'll save a lot of wear and tear. And if they can't do feelings before marriage, you want to make sure you know that because living with someone who can't do feelings for 30 or 50 years, that could be a real challenge. So today we talked about growing intimacy instantly. And anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Now, I want you to go to loveandsextoday.com. Please subscribe, review us on iTunes. And especially this is helpful. This is helpful stuff. If you actually do this, the review could easily be, I listened to this podcast and it changed my marriage. Absolutely would be honest. I could tell you there's thousands of people who could attest to that over the 30 years of counseling. And also there's a free chapter of one of my books on the webpage. Get that for sure. And out of the people who do write a review, one of you is going to have a one-on-one conversation with me this month. My staff will pick that person and we'll enjoy some time together and be able to talk about whatever you want to do. So remember, always have great love and great sex today.
That's it for our episode of Love and Sex Today with Dr. Doug Weiss. Head on over to loveandsextoday.com and be sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes. When you do, and you post a review on iTunes, some lucky listener is going to win every single month a private confidential coaching call with Dr. Doug Weiss. Also, feel free to ask any question you like. You can push a button, speak your question, and Dr. Doug will answer your question in a future episode. So be sure to subscribe to the show. Doug's got some great gifts for you, and we will look forward to seeing you next time.